Now about the imaginary numbers, basically what are the imaginary numbers? Now before going for the imaginary number, let us discuss something about the complex number. Now in class 10th we have gone through the quadratic equations, and in the quadratic equation, and before that we went for a real numbers also, real equations also. So now the real numbers, basically what we are looking, that these were the not sufficient to meet the demand of the civilization for the mathematicians. Now the demand for the civilization was, in general it was for the civilization, and in particular it was for the mathematicians. Now basically what it means? It means that if we are having, suppose it is written x square plus 1 is equal to 0, then what the result is? What the result is for this number? So at that time they were having no result. So what we have done now in class 10th, we are having to just solve a quadratic formula, we have to go for the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, and if we have to comment upon the nature of the roots, then what we were doing, if we are getting discriminant as negative number, then we were writing the given equation has a no solution. But now in class 11th we are having some solutions for it. So in class 11th we have introduced some real numbers, some imaginary numbers, okay, real and imaginary both, but now we are discussing only about the imaginary number. Now basically what it was, now some 400 years ago mathematicians feel the necessity for solving a negative square root for a negative number. So basically if we are having x square plus 1 is equal to 0 and we are writing x square is equal to negative of 1, then can't we get any answer for this part? We can get it. We can get it, and that was thought from 400 years ago by different mathematicians, by many mathematicians. Step by step they just gave some results, and then they got to for the final conclusion. Now the necessary and the main definition for the real number was, if it is given that I square plus 1 is equal to 0. Is it clear? Then now why I? Because I have just mentioned in the context that I am just going to give you I. Now right now I am going pronouncing it I, okay, and this was what, why I? Because this was the imaginary number, okay, this was the imaginary number. Now they just gave I square is equal to minus 1. Now what can we do for it? Now the definition for this imaginary number, what it was? It was given that if we are having square root of a minus a, negative of a, then what we can write it? We can write it this one as a cross negative of 1 and the same thing. Then to this what we can write it? Times, like this. And for this part, from where we are getting from this part, from here. So from here what it is? We can write it I square is equal to negative of 1, then I is equal to 1, like this one. Is it okay? So now comparing this one, this part and this part. Now what we are getting? We got it negative of square root of the negative of a number a, that can be written as I with square root of a, where a is a positive number. Now why a is a positive number? Basically what it was, that we can't find a square root of a negative exponent, negative number. Is it clear? So that's why another type of a number was introduced, that was called imaginary number, denoted with small I. Is it clear? Now what it is pronounced, that we are going to discuss on the later on.